Hi guys, this is Vincent. Join me for another fun tutorial regarding macros and how you can rotate a shape with just a single keyboard stroke. Alright, I just want to give you an example of one of mine that I've made. So as you can see here, we are going to this rotate section here, and it says 0, and if you press on the keyboard it will give you a 270 or a 90 degree. Right, depending on what your coding looks like. So first off, to get this in working, you need the full version of Coreldraw. Mine is the X19, the pro version. So if you have a home version or a student version, this won't work for you. Or if it's a special version and it's got the macro section enabled, we can start off. Alright, let's start off with the steps to rotate shapes and all of the processes. So first off, we need this this tab enabled here. So if this section is not here, you have to right click on any of these. You need to right click and then you need to enable the macro, the tick there. This will give you this here. Alright, so now we want the macro editor, we want to go there. So on the macro editor, I'm just going to enlarge this. We need to go to the global macros. So we need to click on that plus sign and then the modules. So for this to work, we need to go and create a module. Alright, let's click that. We're going to rename that to ROT90L. This is just my personal. You can name this anything that you want. And we click that. This is in the wrong section. We need to click it here and then create one here. That's what we want. So ROT90L. Alright. So here you can see that this has been created with that name. Alright, so for this to start, we need to do a public sub, and then the next section can be any name. So mine is also going to be ROT90L, and then we're going to close it off with the brackets, and as soon as you hit enter, it finishes off the code. So this section here in between is where we want to be. So we are going to declare a variable. So for this to happen, we need to type in dim ishi and then as shape range. You want to do a shape range, so you can rotate multiple shapes, not only one, otherwise it's only going to be a shape. So I want to do the shape range, and then we also want to set the variable as an active selection. So we want to do set ishi equals, and then we're going to hit Control and J, active selective range. And then as soon as that is okay, so next we're going to do the variable. So we're going to tell it what to do. So it's going to be ishi dot rotate, and then we're going to do a 90 or whatever, or 80 or whatever. This is going to be the degrees that it's going to turn. So I think just for whatever it's worth, let's do a 70. Okay, so now that has been the module has been created, the code has been finished off, and then the procedures has also been put in there. So now let's go to Coreldraw. Here you can see the shape, and then we need to activate the macro manager. As you can see on my section here, there it is. So on the global macro section, there is our module that we've created, and as we click that, we need to double click with the mouse. So you see now it did turn 70 degrees or whatever. If you want to do a 90, then you just go back and you change that to 90 degrees, and you go back to Coral, and then this we need to turn it back to 0, and then if you double click that, it's going to give you a 90 or whatever. Alright, so for this to work with the keyboard, we need to go to Tools, then we need to go to Customization, we need to go to Commands, and then we also need to go to Macros. Then we are going to have to go and search for that one. It's not going to be these ones, those that are the ones that I've done previously. So we're going to do the ROT90, there it is. So once that is selected, we're going to go to shortcut keys, and then we're going to do, I'm going to do a backslash, and then we're going to say assign, and then we're going to click OK. So now everything has been set up. So as soon as I press the backslash key, it will turn 90 degree, whichever way. So if you want to do more than one shape and you want to turn them all together, you can do that. You see, there is our result. So guys, there it is. If you found this video helpful and you like my content, please subscribe, and if you have any suggestions with some macros that you want me to create, or some coding that you want me to go through, please give me a shout in the comments, and thank you. Speak again.